going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Happy March. And as the new month begins, I got to give you the TBR so you will not be able to hold me accountable and that I can try to hold myself accountable. Like I said, I got a pretty full month coming up reading-wise, so excited to dive into all these. And something I think you'll notice is, although I'm still on my fantasy stuff, there's quite a few different books in here than my general reading would suggest. Like I said, I got a little bit more romance in this month. Figured switch it up, read something new, read something that I don't normally read. So let's dig in. First and foremost, I got to finish this trilogy up, and it'll probably be the first book I read. That is First All Trilogy's Last Argument of Kings. J.R. Abercrombie continues to impress me. Love his writing, love the worlds he's built, and I can't wait to see how this series ends. Although I'm sure it's not going to be the way that I would hope that it is. Now I'm sure that grimdark's going to carry right through all the way into the finale of the series. Next up, I have Verity by Colleen Hoover. She's an author I feel like I see everywhere, BookTube, Book Talk. People I know who are read all of her stuff. And I've heard great things about Miss Colleen Hoover. So, like I said, she's an author I'm excited to check out, excited to see what all the hype is about. And Verity's one that I've heard is on the darker side, a little bit more intense than a lot of her other books. A lot more gritty, I would say. It's a word I've heard used to describe it. So like I said, it follows the story of an author who receives an offer from this best-selling writer's husband because his wife, the famous writer, has fell ill and is unable to complete her next book. So she gets this offer and she accepts, very excited. She goes and she's looking through all the notes and she's going to finish writing the books for her. And she comes upon an autobiography of the writer, and she discovers some very dark secrets. So like I said, it kind of goes from there, and I said just that premise alone is exciting. I love when they have an air of mystery about them. I feel like anything that has that big mystery aspect to it is always going to hook me in, even if it's not something that I would usually dive into. Like I said, I think Verity has a romance component to it, as far as I know. Next up is a book that I feel like it was either 2 years ago. Everyone was reading. I think it was up for Goodreads Book of the Year, and that is The Ninth House by Miss Leigh Bardugo. So, like I said, I feel like it's kind of more, I think it's considered fantasy. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't hold me to that. But it follows a dropout. I believe her name's Galaxy. And she's a high school dropout, but she gets a full ride scholarship to Yale. And she's very confused and she's not sure how or why she got it. Then she goes and kind of goes to New Haven to see what it's all about. And she's greeted by her mysterious benefactors who show her some of the mystery that's going on at Yale. And it's a lot of occult stuff and kind of following that thread. I don't know too much about what the actual plot is because, like I said, in that insert, it doesn't say too terribly much. But like I said, just from the insert, that's all I needed. There's big air mystery, and I've heard nothing but great things about it. Next is the majority of it is romance, and my wife has read this, and from what I remember, she very much liked it, and that is The Wrath and the Dawn. So this follows our main character, Sarazad, I believe. I'm probably butchering these names, but I believe that's how you say it. And she has volunteered to be the next bride of this king, Khalid. And so Khalid is this monster who takes a new wife every day, and she's killed by the morning. So that premise alone is like, oh, kind of get that Hunger Games feel to it. But she survives the first night, and she survives again and again and again. And if she kind of gets to discover more about him, and if he's this big monster, like, why has she survived? And I like that thread. I think that'll be fun, kind of get to see that. Like, again, like I said, I feel like I've said this with 3 of these books, that mystery element, and kind of figuring out like this hidden history and what's going on with him and why he's considered a monster, what's happening to these wives, why is he cursed, like what's going on. And like I said, I think that just seems like a fun little premise, something exciting to check out. Next up, I have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is another one I feel like I've seen all over Book Talk that people just talk about and they just hype it up and love it. So I believe this is just a retelling of the story of Achilles as far as I've heard, but I know there is a romance component. So, it's something. I like the story of Achilles and all that. So something I was like, well, hey, might as well check out. Figure it's worth giving a shot. If everyone says it's good, there's got to at least be somewhat good, So that's something I'll dive into. And last this month, an author who I've mentioned on the channel before, who I love, just haven't done an actual review for any of his books, and that is Mr. Blake Crouch and his novel Recursion. So this follows, so it's very like time-based. Like, people are having memories of lives they've never lived, and the fabric of space-time itself is at stake. And there's Helena and Barry are the 2 main characters who the story follows, and it's their job to kind of uncover the mystery of what's going on there and kind of fix this time loop thing. Like I said, I don't need much at this point. All I need to know is Blake Crouch wrote it. I know it's going to be good. His Wayward Pine trilogy, phenomenal. I think I started Dark Matter forever ago and just never finished it because I started reading something else. Well, I was really loving it, but like I said, Mr. Blake Crouch has yet to fail me, so I'm going to keep reading his stuff, and I'm sure it is going to be excellent. So as far as I know, that's all I got for this month. I'll read some comics and stuff, but that's kind of come and go. Check out whatever I'm feeling the mood for. I'll probably finish Starstruck, probably read Once and Future. I'll read the new saga this month when it comes out, because it kind of left you on a cliffhanger, the last issue. Just stuff like that. Maybe I'll find something new to start, but these are going to be my books that I crank out this month, and by the time it's the end of the month, I hope we can look back and say that we all read exactly what we planned on reading this month. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you're checking out this month. Did you complete last month's TBR? If you didn't, are you going to read it this month? I don't know. We'll see. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Until next time, stay reading, y'all.